This is way worse than we thought. Jaren Jackson Jr., a day after signing his big contract extension, has announced that he has suffered a toe turf injury. Now, what that means is we'll get into that here on Grizzlies Digest. But welcome back, everybody. I'm Tristan Harlan. Excited to be back with you talking about the Memphis Grizzlies once again. Of course, Jared came on here to talk the initial report of this injury, but I'm here to kind of fill in some holes and possibly talk about some moves the Grizzlies need to make ahead of the season opener that may help the Grizzlies long term with the injury report as it stands. But before we begin, I want to remind everybody that 89.2% of you are not subscribed. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a fantastic number to see. It's not where I want it, but it's a fantastic number to see because last time I was here, it was upper in the 90s, kind of like the weather here. Upper in the 90s. But 10.7% of you guys are subscribed, so thank you guys so much for clicking that subscribe button. And for those of you that are not subscribed, if you like what you see, like what you hear, and like to hear about the Memphis Grizzlies, like to discuss the Grizzlies in the comments, make sure you're clicking that subscribe button because it's everybody's favorite price. Say it with me now, free $99. Now, of course, none of this is possible without the fact that Jaren Jackson Jr. just signed his contract extension. Now, when it broke the first day of free agency, I was on here talking about that. And then Ty Jerome signed his deal. I was here talking about that. But the biggest thing here is that Jaren Jackson Jr., a day after signing his contract extension, did suffer a toe injury. Now, exactly what is this toe injury? It is a toe turf injury. Now, of course, there's 3 different grades to this injury. Now, what we believe right now is possibly a grade 2 or a grade 3, just coming from what the reports have said so far about procedures and stuff like that. And you can see it right now on your screen that, if it's a grade 2 injury, he's going to have to use crutches or a walking boot to prevent his toe from bending. Physical therapy may be needed to strengthen the muscles. Of course, if it's a grade 3, surgery, which, again, that's what we're believing it's going to be because it just says procedure. That doesn't necessarily mean surgery, but it's possibly surgery. We'll have surgery for the ligament tear, and then he'll have to wear a cast for 6 more weeks to protect the joint as it heals. Now, yes, that sucks to hear. Now, don't get me wrong. That is horrible to hear. It seems like the Grizzlies can't catch a break. First it was Zach Edey. Now it's Jaren Jackson Jr. Of course, free agency's not over, and possibly another move's going to be made. So there's no telling what's going to happen. Of course, Santi re-signed with the Grizzlies. Ty Jerome, as I already mentioned. And all these things, as ESPN sending me a notification, I've got to remember to turn my ringer off when I do these videos. But looking at this for the Grizzlies, it just goes to show that the Grizzlies have a need right now, and the need is for a big. Of course, Zach Edey going down, Brandon Clark rumored to be back by opening night. Not sure if that's 100% confirmed or not, but that's what I've been seeing on different reports I've read. So, if Jaren's out for an extended amount of time, if he misses the season opener or possibly the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season, the Grizzlies are going to need a big. Now, again, the Grizzlies have been trying to dump Cole Anthony's salary off with the team to get that contract off the books. But, talking about trades and whatnot, I did a little trade machine maneuvering, and don't get me wrong, this is possibly a crazy trade, and a lot of people are probably going to say, oh, why are you doing this trade? This is a horrible trade. You're a horrible analyst. Blah, 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 blah. You don't know what you're doing. But I was just doing this for ha-has and funnies because Nick Claxton is a guy I would love to see in a Memphis Grizzlies uniform. But if a trade was to be made and Cole Anthony's salary needs to be dumped, now you dump John Conchar's salary, you drop Vince Williams Jr.'s salary, and you can trade that for Nick Claxton. Now, I'm not saying Brooklyn would accept this, and I'm not saying Zach Kleiman would send this to Brooklyn, because possibly there's going to be picks involved, and possibly, first-round picks, second-round picks, whatever. But for ha-has and funnies, I wanted to try it out just to see if I could get it to go through. And you know what? It would help the overabundance at guards. Yes, losing Vince Williams would suck, but getting Nick Claxton, an all-star caliber center, again, possible win-win, because, of course, the Nets have all this cap room and they have all this money and whatnot. So some may say, so hey, you never know what's gonna happen. I'm just fantasy booking here. I'm not saying this is gonna happen. Just wanted to see what you guys think. Now let me ask you this: if you have a trade that you think the Grizzlies should do to get a big to help that need at that position, drop it in the comments and let me know what you guys think and who you guys think the Grizzlies should try to acquire. Now, Bam Adebayo, not going to get Bam Adebayo. I seen that in a couple comments on some of the other videos. Sorry to tell you, but that's not going to happen. Kevin Durant wouldn't even be in a trade for Bam Adebayo. So what do you think the Grizzlies are going to send to get Bam Adebayo? But anyways, moving back to the main point, with Jaren Jackson being out, a lot of things are kind of up in the air right now as far as Grizzlies depth charts and stuff like that because, I mean, again, there's so much time between now and the regular season beginning. The regular season doesn't start until October, the latter half of October, possibly like the second or third week of October. At least that's where I've always known it to start. So there's a lot of time for Jaren to get back. I mean, again, you look at the entire injury report. Jaren Jackson is estimated return date's October 1. Jalen Wells, October 1. Ja Morant, he still had that hip issue from the playoffs. He's rumored to come back October 1. I mean, all these guys that are estimated to return October 1, I mean, yeah, these things could change. Minus Zion Pullen and Cedric Coward, these guys are possibly going to be playing in Summer League. But I don't think right now it's time to throw your hands to the roof and say the Grizzlies are going to be a lottery pick team again because of whatever. Now, what I will say is this: they will be a lottery pick team because of the Suns pick and all these other picks that they're getting, that they're having to rely on other teams to suck in order to get that pick and whatnot. But that's not the point of the video. So we look at this, and a lot of people are thinking, okay, yes, we've already heard about the Jaren trade. We already heard about X, Y, and Z. What does this mean for the season? Now, barring something crazy happening, this changes nothing. Again, you saw it with the injury report. October 1 is his estimated return date. I believe the season's going to start around the 15th to 16th. So, again, we're going to have Jaren Jackson Jr. back by the opening night. Hopefully, knock on wood, not going to jinx anything again. Same thing with Wells, Morant, Clark. Now, Edey, we're going to miss Edey for an entire 4 weeks of the season, possibly coming back November 1st. Don't know if that's going to get delayed, pushed forward, who knows. But the main thing that matters is the players' safety and the health of the players. Now, not John Morant, but Jaren Jackson Jr. has been posting on Instagram that he's walking around in France and all these other places, so I'm sure the toe doesn't hurt that bad, or he wouldn't be, moving. He'd be resting. Now, I'm not saying that didn't happen prior to the injury, and he just posted after because he doesn't have nothing to do. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is all the signs point to Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., not Zach Edey. I don't know why I almost said Zach Edey. But those two, the cornerstone players, the faces of the franchise, being there for opening night and playing in the first game of the regular season. Now, how they do after that, we'll have to wait and see. Again, Summer League's right around the corner, so make sure you guys are clicking that subscribe button for Grizzlies Digest. I want to remind everybody once again that 89.2% of you are not subscribed. So if you like what you see, like what you hear, be sure to click that subscribe button because we're here talking about the Memphis Grizzlies just about every day of the week. Now, I wasn't here yesterday. I had some stuff going on. Jared wasn't here yesterday. We're really busy. We're really busy around here at Grizzlies Digest. But again, with the Summer League starting, make sure you're tuned into that. Tune in to Grizzlies Digest to hear about the games and what we think and what the players are doing and how they could do better and so on and so forth. But if I do not come on here and talk to you guys tomorrow, I want to say happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. It's a great time in America to celebrate the 4th of July. Eat your hot dog, drink you a beer, and go pop some fireworks. But this has been another episode of Grizzlies Digest. I'm Tristan Harlan saying goodbye, and I will see you guys next time. Go Grizz, for the M, and mem this. See you guys.